Nintendo isn't very good at online functionality. We know this, and I'm sure you've seen the tons of videos talking about how bad Switch Online is. I don't think it's that bad, but Nintendo does have a lot of making up to do. The worst part for sure is that all of the big first-party multiplayer games require you to use a mobile app for voice chat. There's no built-in party feature on the Switch. If you've got your headphones plugged into your phone, how are you going to hear the game audio? 2 pairs of headphones? Speakers blaring into your mic? Well, lucky for us, these ridiculous headphones have solutions for this stupid problem that shouldn't even be a problem in the first place. The Switch introduces a weird dilemma that other consoles don't have to deal with. Since it's a portable/home console hybrid, it has a headphone jack on the console itself. This is perfectly fine for portable mode, but not so great for docked mode. Other consoles resolve this by putting the headphone jack in the controller. Nintendo didn't do this for whatever reason, probably because the Joy-Con is already packed with a lot of other crap. Even if you play close to your dock, like for example you play on a computer monitor, you'd still probably need a 3-ring headphone extension cable. And that should be it. That should be the solution to Nintendo's problem. But no, they have to overcomplicate things and make you use a phone app. No third parties have signed up yet for Nintendo's voice chat app. Gee, I wonder why. Fortnite has a great solution for this. That's it. Why can't Nintendo just do this for their first parties? That's okay. Luckily, there are a bunch of different headsets that try to make the best of this awful situation. Hori, for example, has 2. You might remember the Splatoon 2 headset as the first headset made with this functionality in mind. There's not a lot they could do to not make it look like a mess of wires. Like most of the headsets you'll see in this video, it has a big fat splitter that the headset plugs into. This stupid chart should explain everything. You've probably seen this chart floating around the internet about a year ago. The headset even has volume knobs for both the game audio and the chat audio, so you can mix it to your liking. That being said, the splitter is a bit confusing. I guess they tried to show how it worked by making it arrow-shaped, but this doesn't really help. These are very uncomfortable headphones. The discs are too small to fit over your ears, so they just kind of rest on top of them and slide around. The audio sounds fine. The voice audio is weirdly muffled, but the game audio sounds good. The mic also sounds fine, aside from your breathing that easily gets picked up. This headset is the cheapest on the list, but cheap for a reason. I actually made this in a price order, but I didn't do that on purpose. Just so happens that price and quality go hand in hand here, so it kind of ramps up towards the end. The other Horry headset is the Horry Air. It's significantly less stupid looking. It fits on your head like a regular headset, and because of the way the speakers rest over your ears, the audio sounds slightly better than the Splatoon headset. Otherwise, these 2 headsets are pretty much identical. I'd bet that their internals are exactly the same. The controls are slightly easier to figure out. Unfortunately, there's still a lot of breathing that gets picked up on the mic. Otherwise, it's definitely a better alternative to the Splatoon headset, but it's a bit more pricey too. Both of these headsets come with headphone extension cables, which is awesome and definitely something that you should include with your headset if it's specifically made for the Switch. This is a real neat one that I didn't even know about, but apparently Astro is making Zelda-themed A10s. They're not even out yet. I think they come out in like a week, but I managed to snag them early through lie, Bob, lie. My drug dealer. Rats, that's worse. It's by far the most comfortable headset on this list, and the most beautiful with its gold accents. The game audio sounds fantastic coming out of these big, cushiony discs. But for some reason, the voice chat sounds atrocious. I'm not sure why that is. When I tried this out, it looked like there was no distinction between where the game audio gets plugged in and where the voice audio gets plugged in. But it's right there on the cables, and it does matter, because one of the cables has a 3-ring jack and the other has a 2-ring jack. There is also no way to mix the audio from both of these sources, which is a shame, but I guess you could just use the volume knobs on your phone and the Switch itself. All of this makes the Astro A10 very simple to use. The mic sounds pretty good. It picks up less breathing, which is good. It also has a neat feature where the mic mutes when you flip it upwards. This is my favorite in terms of price, and I also love a good themed accessory. I also like wired peripherals. There's less things to charge. But in terms of a solution to the actual problem, I think that this next headset is the most innovative, which isn't saying much because these are all stupid. The SteelSeries Arctas headset is Bluetooth capable and connects to your Switch via a wire. You could also use the Bluetooth to connect to your phone. This is the simplest and easiest solution around. The Bluetooth connection is very easy to set up. Just hold the Bluetooth button for 6 seconds and it'll show right up on your phone's Bluetooth settings. Again, there's no way to mix the audio on the headset, just a general volume slider. It's the most comfortable headset and it sounds about as good as the Zelda headset. There was no noticeable breathing heard in the mic whatsoever. The mic also retracts for portability and it automatically mutes itself when it retracts. And while this might feel like it solves everything because there's no mess of wires and it erases the need for a splitter, you still can't use it in docked mode unless you have a giant extension cable, which it does not come with. In fact, the cable that it does come with is relatively short. So while this is definitely the fanciest headset and the one that I would recommend the most if price wasn't a concern, it still doesn't solve all of the problems that are introduced by the Switch Online app. I'd like to mention a slight aside here. I meant to post this video last week, but I bought the wrong SteelSeries Arctas 3. Not all of them have Bluetooth. The way it was shown on the Amazon page was very misleading. They've since changed it, maybe because I reported it as misleading. But basically, if you selected the blue color, the word Bluetooth was just removed from the title. That was the only indication that it wasn't the Bluetooth version. Now, there's a giant Bluetooth logo in the photo, and the one that I purchased previously is on a completely separate product page. That way, you won't be looking at the specs of a completely different headset thinking you can just switch colors before purchasing like I did. Good on you, Amazon. If you want one for yourself, just use the Amazon link in the description and be very careful if you want any color other than black. Full disclosure, I'm not going to use any of these, and let me tell you why. I like earbuds. Over-the-ear headphones press down on the soft spot of your head, and if they're noise canceling, they make me feel weird after a long play session, like almost dizzy. I bought these PDP Zelda-themed ones just because I thought they looked cool. I don't even really know why I bought them, but they'd work fine for Fortnite. I personally use these old Shure SE112 earbuds. They're the newer versions of the ones that I used to use as in-ear monitors when I played the drums. I used those for like 8 years and I loved them to death. When they finally started to wear out on me, I got these and I got the ones with the mic to use with my phone. They're definitely not as good as the older model used to be, but they serve the purpose all the same. They're a little bit less expensive too, which is nice. I use these every single time I stream, and since they have a mic in them, you can also plug them directly into the Switch if you want. I was never a fan of peripherals that were needlessly labeled for gaming. Whenever somebody wanted headphones for gaming, I always recommended something like Shure or Audio-Technica or Sennheiser. Take your Beats headphones and throw them in the fucking trash. But in this case, you're watching this video because you probably also want a mic, so I'm giving you all of the options that are allotted to you. This is also a big reason why I haven't made a gaming headset video, because I just don't like gaming headsets. But in this case, you need something very specific, something with a splitter or something that will allow you to use 2 audio sources. When we stream here on the Wulff Den, Discord is our chat app of choice, and sometimes just regular old Google Hangouts. I have a mixer that mixes the game audio and the voice chat and all my other computer sounds into my headphones and this standalone mic. So it's basically the same concept as the Switch Online app, except I use a different app on the computer. Discord does have a mobile app, so why even bother using Nintendo's solution? Come to think of it, you could probably just use any old headset too if you get a 3.5mm 3-ring headphone splitter. So if you play a lot of multiplayer games on your Switch and use the voice chat app on your phone, maybe one of these headsets best suits your needs. I'd probably recommend that you just don't do that at all. Oh, and I'm gonna give away these SteelSeries headphones because they're really cool and I'm never gonna use them. Consider this your 200,000 subscriber giveaway. Thank you very much. So use the Gleam link in the description below if you want that. And if you want anything else that I talked about in this video, there are Amazon links in the description below and they all help support this channel. So does Wulff Den Apparel, which is our clothing line made by us just so that we can pick the best quality clothes. And you might notice a new little button under this video that says join. You've had the ability to support us over on YouTube Gaming, but now that button has moved itself over to regular old YouTube. If you do this and link it to your Discord account, join our supporter-only Discord chat, you can get videos like this one before everybody else. You get priority in our multiplayer gameplay streams and stuff like that. The same perks apply to the people who support us over on twitch.tv/WulffDen, which you could do for free if you have Amazon Prime by linking it to your Twitch account and then having Twitch Prime. I suggest familiarizing yourself with Discord since it's way better than the Switch Online app. So anyway, what do you guys think about all of these different types of headset solutions? How do you play multiplayer games online with your friends? Leave it in the comments below, @ me on Twitter, all this other social media garbage. Of course, the most important things that you can do and the easiest way to support this channel is just subscribe and share this video with a friend who you play online Switch games with and you just need a better solution, albeit just slightly better. Thank you guys very much. You have yourselves a very good week.